Thank you, everybody. It's 2:02. Once again, I want to say thank you to all our guests and to folks in Springfield, council staff, city council staff for helping us with this meeting going. We have a quorum by myself, Fiore Grissetti, and Lizzie Hackett. I'll start with, I believe the agenda, minutes from the previous meeting had already been sent out. May I entertain a motion from either Fiore or Lindsay to accept the minutes with questions or amendments?
Make a motion, we accept the minutes unless there's any additions, corrections, and or deletions.
Lindsay, second.
Second.
Motion been, any questions? Hearing none, motion carries. And the agenda is Charlie, not Charlie, Eloy is
Eloy, yeah.
I'm sorry, Eloy is Che coming?
No.
Okay, so you are prepared to represent him?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. At this point, would you like Eloy? Would you like to get us started? Matter of fact, can somebody identify who's 348? That's
Frank and Fontaine Brothers.
Okay, thanks, Frank.
Okay, so you like me to start with the percentages?
Yes, please.
Okay, so for Dayberry and Homer Elementary School project, the total monthly workforce hours is 14,000. To date is 221 hours. For minority hours to date, there's, whoops, hold on. Just lost it. Let me see.
Lloyd, would you like me to share my screen? I'm happy to do it.
Sure. Okay, please.
Here we go. All right.
Okay, so everybody can see it. So as you can see, the minority hours to date is 32.8, around 33%. For women is 5.68%, and this over. Veterans 5.29, and residents were at about 19.5% of the hours are being worked by Springfield residents. Any questions?
Yep, and just thank you for that overview, Eloy. And just so for everybody, so these were the numbers from May. We're working on buttoning up the numbers for June, but this is where we landed for the month of May.
Any other questions, comments, observations? Anyone? Fiore? Lindsay?
Yeah, no, so I'm just trying to, if somebody can just let us know. So I'm not sure, did we meet last month or was it 2 months ago? So it looks like the numbers are going up, correct? Are we losing any ground and then have these, we're well off on minority. We're pretty close on both women and residents, veterans. And I last remember about 16, 15 for resident, and now we're pushing like almost 20. So we haven't lost on veteran and women, and residency has gone up. Is that about when my memory serves me correct?
Yeah, we're just about holding steady, right? And so thank you actually for that, for the question, because one of the things that we've done over the last couple of weeks is meet with the folks who are coming in to do, the demo and abatement, and who are doing the landscaping, right? To make sure that their crews, do have residents to help them start off from a place of strength there. And then the strategy is for those, for that group and for the subcontractors who are going to be returning, making sure that as we understand that there are going to be some, adjustments to the numbers of folks who are going to be on the crews going forward, but like making sure that, whomever is going to be on site for the remainder of, this phase, that they help us, at least, push the participation as much as we can.
So is it safe to say that we're gonna open class for September? What percentage of work is done now? In the high 90s? We, list your punch list and a lot of things like that left to do. Is it pretty much done?
Yeah, Fiore, we have our certificate of occupancy. We got that on the 30th of June.
Okay.
We're in there doing punch list. There's some remedial work we need to do, nothing major. And then we're gearing up. The city is removing all their furnishings from the old school. The abatement contractor is supposed to start next week. It's probably about a month of abatement, and then there will be tearing down a building, which will be another month. And then it'll be basically there's a parking lot where the old school sits now.
Thanks for the update, Frank.
Yep. Any other questions regarding this issue? Hearing from our guest, anybody have any questions before I move on to the next item? Okay, I don't have a copy of the agenda that was created by Sean in front of me, but I do have a copy of what I'm really most interested in. So I don't know if it was included, and if it wasn't, did everybody get a copy or did you not? And if it's not, then I won't try to get into it too deeply so I don't get in trouble if I something that was properly notified. But I believe that on June 15th, the Attorney General's office contacted Mayor Sarnos regarding Morris. Did all of you get that? And does anybody have a copy? Maybe Lindsay, you have, or Eloy, do you have a
yes.
copy?
I do. I do want to be careful, though, as a public servant, as a administrator, to discuss an item that is not part of the committee's jurisdiction. So I really wouldn't want to participate in the discussion about that.
Well, my concern was it was on the agenda, or whether it was on the agenda. But if it wasn't, then I'm not going to get into it. But I am privy to it. I have it.
Okay.
And if it wasn't on the agenda, then we probably shouldn't. But I thought it would. I would have hoped that it would. When you say it's not part of us, this company and this issue, that is part of what the REO does.
Well, with all due respect, Chairman, from my recollection of the ordinance, is that the REO committee is responsible for work hours of minorities, women, residents, and veterans. And from my recollection, that's the purview of the committee. And so again, in a public meeting like this, I'm leery to participate in a discussion like that because of the jurisdiction.
Okay, I'm not going to force you to get involved in a conversation. My only concern, and as far as that's concerned, you have the right. I don't first say everybody here is grown. You can choose whatever you want. So don't participate in that part of it if you choose. If it's not on the agenda, we won't get into a discussion. And my question was, I know Fiore, you've got a copy of it, correct?
Excuse me.
So I guess, why don't we do this, Melvin, to keep it neutral enough where we're not specifically talking about it. Our privy as the board is to make sure that contractors, I believe the REO states they're supposed to be turning in, I believe there's a portion on certified payrolls in a weekly, timely manner. We're supposed to be getting reports as a committee. So if we generalize and say that this particular job site had a poor track record of turning in documents. I've never seen a single document to date, period. So I've never seen anything for this job. So I mean, I could be wrong. And I think we saw, let me rephrase that. We saw one report near the end, which had some atrocious hours on it. So if we want to just stay neutral of, again, we can put it on next month's assembly. We can verify that we should be talking about this or shouldn't be talking about it, or what we can talk about to what was sent out from the AG. We can discuss it next month. So maybe not that demanding, but I just want to be clear that, you know.
Oh, I'm just thinking if it wasn't on the agenda, I'm not going to. It's
not talk about it.
We'll just move on.
It's not on the agenda.
Okay, that was the question I needed to ask.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, then we're finished. Is there anything else need to be discussed that was on the agenda? Nothing. If there's nothing else to be discussed, I'll open it up for comments or questions from anybody.
So I'd like to add, let's add that to the agenda, and then when we research what we can talk about or shouldn't talk about in relation to that particular job site next month. So we can just, so when somebody sends an email out, we already know it's being added to the agenda. Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah, and
I don't have anything else new offhand.
And I'll follow up with the law department to see the appropriateness of us as a committee. And the thing is I will also find out whether if it's not this committee that could discuss it, whether the city council has the authority to do it.
So Chairman,
Eloy.
Okay, so yes, they are supposed to submit payrolls, and that is a violation. But again, is in the context of employment. So, but yes, they are supposed to submit it because that's how we monitor if they have residents, minorities, veterans on site. So okay. I want to be specific about that.
Well, actually, it wasn't on the agenda, so I'm going to see conversations now.
Hey,
and I may follow up with you. Excuse me, Fiore. I may follow up with you and Che regarding, we don't have an attorney here today. So obviously, this is one of those times when, I'm sure if I said something, the wrong thing right now, the next meeting, or an attorney will show up. So that's historically the way this committee is operating. Fiore's laughing, but whenever I said something that they didn't like, then they send an attorney. And, as long as it's not pain, I can manage it. Any other issues? Fiore, go ahead.
So what I would like to do is I'm driving by, I'm actually going home for lunch because I got to go to Boston now. And I'm going by the Talmadge School.
Please take the parking ticket.
They're working on Talmadge School. So that is one job that we know of. I believe they started another window job in the city. Begins with a B, maybe. I can't remember. So we got at least two window jobs coming up. Is there anything else that we should be seeing in the near future as a committee for job sites besides these two window? Valiet, that was it. Valiet and Talmadge. I know those two are going on.
Eloy, can you make sure that those get sent to Sean so that he can insert them right as of now, an update on those two particular items for the next meeting, and you will hopefully be prepared to give us an update on those projects?
On window projects, and what the name?
Well, we got, again, so I don't know, that's what I'm asking is what else is there either going on as we speak or coming up anywhere in the near future, like within the next month or two starting. But Valiet, I believe, has started, it has to start because you only got a limited amount of time to put those windows in. So Valiet, I believe, is one. And then Talmadge School, I just drove by it, I live on the corner. That school started about 2 weeks ago, taking out the windows too. So both of those projects have started.
Yeah, and just as a point of how we operate going forward, have you said it before? Please, the members of the committee, we need to get information that we want to discuss, vetted or on the agenda ahead of time. So when Sean, or if things should be on the agenda, let's make sure that they get advertised. So get it to Sean in the office so that he can include it. Then at least we can have discussions. We're not violating that part of it. Okay.
Yep. Cool.
And is there any other business properly brought before us? thank you all for your time, and we look forward to meeting, probably try to get something in August. If I can, it'll be 1st of September.
All right, guys, enjoy the day,
Okay.
man.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good week.
All right, thank you,
All right.
everyone.
You know.